Sustainable manufacturing, challenges and opportunities in the future. Developed countries have come out with a plan of how to go on with the sustainability of manufacturing. Leaving out the bioscience, medicine and healthcare, all other non-health or non-life oriented products should have the following. They wanted to have up to 2025 what should be done, and after 2025 to 2050 what should be done, and later on beyond 2050 how the scope will be there for manufacturing. First, up to 2025, they want to have a minimal use of materials, water, land and effective use of power, and minimal or zero emission norm being followed, and then you have waste management into practice. This is what they want to draw a line before 2025 on all the products manufacturing. And after 2025 to 2050, that is for the 25 years, they want to see whatever is being bought has a value for it. It means there's a value for money and it has a good lifespan. Products have a good lifespan. Then the second part is the serviceability. If anything goes wrong with the product, it doesn't mean you have to stop the product or throw it up. No. How to reuse, remanufacture, cascaded use, recycle and recovery. Reuse. See, you have bought a product but you are not using it now, but you can take it and use it in the later stage. Okay, take and use it, don't buy now. Second is remanufacturing. You have bought a product but for some reasons it was not working, so you have kept it off, hived it. So you take it, service it, see that it comes to its original capability, use it. Cascaded use. You have got it, but it can also be used in some other place. Okay, try to use it there instead of buying a new one. Then recycle. You have got it, and these components, some of these components can be used in the good product. Okay, new product. Okay, take this and cannibalize and give it. Then the last part is recovery. Whatever you couldn't do with it, okay, go back it, put it back to the cycle, melt it or whatever it is. So thereby the serviceability of the product increases. The third part is they want to have a durability increase. Like for example, a component when you buy a OEM product you buy, it has various components. So for example, your product has compressors, motors, semiconductors, many things along. So each of these are being supplied by some other supplier. So ultimately the product is being sold to the customer, but the customer has bought the product. He has not bought individual components. So there should be a collective shared responsibility to give the reliability or warranty to the product. The durability has to be improved. So this is what they want. Then the final part is you should have enough spares. So if something goes on, so you have to handle that. Then beyond 2050, what should be done? All products will have lesser use of material and water first. So wherever it has to, it is involving a material input and a water input, it should be less, because it has to take care of climatic changes and many other things. Then landfill should be avoided and should be put into product use. Here now what we are doing is we are buying, if it is not working, you put it to landfill. No, you have to increase. You see that how you can, serviceability can be increased and it can be run. In the sense, see from 2025 to 2050 plus, it is around 25 plus another 5 years, around 30 years. So every product in a developed country is required to run for a minimum of 30 years plus. It is not easy to give a product which can run for 30 years. It means it requires a lot of research and development, process and technical development, improved materials, skills required, quality of input that has to go in with the product, many things has to go. Okay, now coming beyond 2050, what is required is all the factories should be in a place where it is nearer to the customer, supplier and education. This is what they are visioning. And finally, all spares should be redundant. Only it will be a spare market, not an OEM market beyond 2050. You have to produce, keep it, so that you increase. So don't use the resources, unnecessarily use resources. It means there will be a doubt. So can we use a product for 30 years? Will it not have a change? It will have a change. So that is where the today's production has to go, which has to go with the research and development. Research and development should see what will be expected 30 years hence, and then plan it in such a way that kind of a product is being produced today so that it has enough lifeline. See, many of the utilities that go as a product are going to be for sustainability of life. People will use the same product of different versions. Why don't you plan that future product today and then produce it? That is where the sustainable manufacturing comes. We'll see next session.